So in our last video, we were doing the mixing of the kick drums for this MPC1 mix idea. And so it came out pretty good. Let's play this back a little bit. Not too bad. Got several elements in there for the drums. Main bass drum. A ghost in the background. A bottomy bass on the accent on the one or on the downbeat. So I'll play it back again. The downbeat. Okay, great. Before we get started, it's always good to subscribe now as we keep continuing these lessons. That way you won't miss a single lesson. And also, if you need me to help you and you want lessons, no problem. We do it right here from our website. And it's pretty easy. And we're doing it right here inside of YouTube. As a matter of fact, it's so simple that while I'm doing this, I can be right here like that, go into here like this. I'll click right here. And guess what? Here we are. We're right here inside of the software. Here's the MPC. No matter what goes on in a lesson, as we teach you, we can show you with the MPC or also with the software. It makes it real easy to get it done. You cannot miss a single thing and it won't go wrong. And also, if you really want to get busy with it, there's no problem with that. What you can do is just call us up, book the time in the lesson plan, and we'll be there to help you. And you can also join us at sampлекings.com. Ain't gonna hurt you. You'll be a member and you get even more help. Plus you get some hours that go along with the membership. So let's get back to the business of creating this beat and using the next element, the bass line. So let's hear this beat again. Okay, good. I want to get my bass line up. So my bass line, I believe, is going to be, I think it's right here. Yeah. Let's go. Let me use this. That's the red. Yep. Let's turn this up. Let's slow that up. So definition is not really, that definition is not really there the way I want it to be. I want to define what's going on with this bass line. So to get this bass line to have more definition, we're going to go back in here, leave the solo on. I got some effects set up for us. And the first thing I'm going to use here is going to be my channel strip. As you can see, it's there. I put it, it's not on. So I can come to here right now and just go to here. It's on, right? And I can just tap on that and we open it up. And I can also turn it off here too as well, off and on. So now what I want to do is keep it on and work with some of the EQing and show how I'm going to do this. So I come to here. So I want to get my definition going on. So here, this is where the EQ is around 247, get around 3. I go to here, it's almost wobbly like, but here I get more definition. Turn it off. Put it back on. Always want to compare what's going on. I get more of the sound and definition, most definitely. Yeah, hear that definition now. Now I hear it without the EQ. Get a comparison going on. Yeah, definitely better with this on. Plus we're compressing here too as well. Make it more tighter. No need for the gate. That's our compression. Matter of fact, I'll click right there. I'm gonna use my data wheel. See, it sounds lighter. Threshold levels cut back a lot. We pull the threshold back. We don't have much of an attack anymore. Here's our attack right here. Now it's too soft, right? I'm gonna get an idea and teach you how these things work. Now I'm gonna bring my threshold level up. Get more definition is what I want. I'll leave it there for now. And I'm gonna come to here, out of it. I wanna go to here next. Oh, got the enhancer on. Oh, that thing came on pretty heavy. Turn this off. I'm enhancing the bass frequency. This is a refresh of the bass frequency. And this is the air enhancer. And so I selected this refresh of it to get more bottom out of it. And you'll see here, we have the low gain happening right there. And then I have it with the output here about -4. Then my frequency also is there. I can press my Q-Link button here, and we're right here now. Makes it easy for us. And the Q-Link is so cool to use for everything you're gonna use it for. This one just goes back and forth here, as you can see, which is so cool. I can come to here and use it. Sometimes I won't use it in the video because sometimes when I do, it cuts out what's ever on this side. A higher gain. Yeah. Yeah, way too much there. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's kind of deep too. So being such a deep bass, it sort of dominates the sound. Nothing else is in that frequency whatsoever. So as such, I don't want to have it dominate too much. But I know the kick drum is not in the same frequency as the bass drum. And that's the thing we're trying to avoid, is having this conflict of interest here, where I want to have the bass line be here, kick drum here. And a lot of times you might use a duck where you have something that ducks out the way, right? You put a little ducker on there, and so whenever the bass line hits, the kick drum gets out the way, right? I don't want that, because the problem is this bass line is consistent to the whole track. And so I want to make sure it's there. I just want to make sure it's in the right frequency range. We can have some clarity, and we're going to make sure there's definition. When it actually changes notes, we're going to make sure you hear the note changes. So now I want to go back into here again, and I've got them on. And so I'm going to come to here, boom, put this one on, play it back, just checking that was on. Now I want to get out of that. I'll come to here, stop the solo, stop the solo. Okay, not bad. I can also come to here, it's got a red border, so I can bring it up and down. I can start from the bottom. Make sure I can hear it clearly here. Bring it up slowly. Listen to the ears, listen to the ears, that's nice. And it resonates when it sustains. That's pretty cool, it's not too bad. I like that right there. Now I tend to do one thing else when I get to this point. I may press shift, and I'm going to sort of like press track, mute. Look at the track mutes here. Practice taking some stuff in and out, get an idea of what's going on here. down here when I hit this with the strings. So I got my balance between the highs and the lows. I want to make sure this bass line is mixing with everything else in this groove a little bit before I continue on from here. Okay. Okay, not bad. Back to mix here. I'll press stop. It is so important to get that bass line right because it's the only thing in the bottom between that and the kick drum.